Hey guys, I wanted to talk about in this video what has been the journey of me. How did I start Victor the Inspiration for my social media presence? Now, I did talk about this in a past video that you can see in the history of this YouTube channel, but the difference between the last video is I talked about the story behind the brand Victor the Inspiration and how it was formed, compared to in this video, I am going to share with you how I began to build Victor the Inspiration on social media. Now the thing about me is I'm not a social media whiz. I'm not great when it comes to social media. I would love for the opportunity to present itself where I actually can have my own social media team where they, tell me, hey, create this content, or hey, I need a plan when it comes to social media. Social media is not my forte. My expertise lies in helping people with their mental health, cognitive developments, and with their faith. That's my expertise. I have a few other strengths as well, but for the purpose of this video, let's just stick to those. Now, Victor the Inspiration name came from me. I was in high school at the time, and in high school, you have social media, and it's just a way for you to kind of connect with your classmates and kind of get to know each other a little bit more outside of the classroom and build relationships, while you're in school. So in school, I had a social media account just like everybody else in high school, and at the time, I can't really remember my name in high school, but I started to do an Instagram poll talking about what should my Instagram name be, because a lot of people would tell me you are a positive individual. You have a very a lot of people would always compliment me with my positivity or with my optimism, or they would tell me how much of an inspiration I have been in their life, and they would just share positive things about me. And so I started to brainstorm and think about different ways how I can incorporate my name, which is Victor, and these compliments people have shared with me over the course of my life. And a lot of big ones, I can't remember all of them, but a few that I remember is a lot of people told me how much of a positive person I am and have been in their life, which is why I started to brainstorm names of like Victor and positivity, which is Vixivity. I thought Vixivity was a pretty cool one. A lot of people told me how much of an optimistic mindset I have, and how optimism I always appear to be because of me going in and out of the hospital at such a young age, and me having this progressive disability, and how I carry myself. A lot of people just say how hopeful I am and how optimistic I appear to be, how I seem. So I started to brainstorm with mixing Victor and optimism, and it was I believe I came up with the name like Viximistic, but I didn't like it. I came up with the name Victimism, which was pretty cool, and it started brainstorming a lot of different names. Then this one name stuck, and a lot of people just kept telling me how much of an inspiration I have been, and how much my story has inspired them to keep going, and has helped them within their own story. How my story has helped them with their life. And a lot of people would just tell me how much of an inspiration I have been to them. So I started to brainstorm on that, and I thought about Victor the Inspiration. Now there was a few other names before that. I think it was like the Victor Inspiration maybe, and I can't remember all of them, but I remember Victor the Inspiration was one of them. And I did an Instagram poll having my favorites that I liked at the time, and Victor the Inspiration was the one that won the Instagram poll. And ever since then, I did not, at the time it was just me creating a social media account with a username. To fast forward to years later, I graduated in 2017. Fast forward to 2025, I ended up turning it into a personal brand. Now, if you want to hear the story about how I turned Victor the Inspiration into a personal brand and hear the story about how that came into play, check out my very first video of this series, doing this Q&A series, which is titled, "What Inspired You to Start Sharing Your Journey as Victor the Inspiration?" That's going to be the title of the video, and I also will link that video in the description so you can hear the backstory, how Victor the Inspiration went from being a username to actually being, from me talking about, me talking about how I turned my username, Victor the Inspiration, to building it into a personal brand. I will leave the link to that video in the description. I am so sorry I messed up at the end of the video. I am going to try to kind of keep my videos as raw as possible, and if I make a mistake, I make a mistake. You know, learn from it, grow from it, and ultimately improve the content because of those mistakes. That's the end goal, not just with this content creation, but with life in general. You know, you make a mistake, don't dwell on it, don't stay stuck on it too much, move on, let it go, and find a way on how you can improve it for the next time. I love you, I appreciate you, and if you would like to learn more about my story, please go to becomethevictor.com and also check out my digital ebooks where I offer information to help you with your mental health, cognitive development, and with your faith. I love you, I appreciate you, and please drop down any comments, any questions you have within the comments below that you would like me to answer in a future video. Again, I love you, I appreciate you, and remember, grow through what you go through. Much love.